The world is holding its breath once again. Two major powers in the Middle East, Iran and Israel, are now on the brink of a major war. Their relationship has never been harmonious, but now tensions are at their most dangerous point in decades. If war does break out, the repercussions won't just be for the Middle East, but for the entire world. What's really going on? And why could this all lead to a major conflict? This hostility is not a new story. Since the Iranian Revolution of 1979, relations between the two countries have deteriorated drastically. Iran, which previously had diplomatic relations with Israel, suddenly changed course after the revolution overthrew the Shah and brought the Islamic Republic to power. Iran's new leadership refused to recognize Israel's existence, calling it an illegal entity that should be wiped off the map. Since then, Iran has become one of Israel's main enemies. Meanwhile, Israel, backed by the United States, views Iran as an existential threat, particularly due to its support for armed groups like Hezbollah in Lebanon and Hamas in Gaza. While there has not been an open war, Iran and Israel have long been at each other's throats. But behind the scenes, the world calls it the shadow war. Israel has repeatedly attacked Iranian military and nuclear facilities through airstrikes and covert operations. There have even been reports of the assassination of an Iranian nuclear scientist, allegedly carried out by Mossad, Israel's intelligence agency. On the other hand, Iran funds armed groups that are enemies of Israel. Hezbollah, based in Lebanon, is the most obvious example. They have thousands of rockets ready to hit Israeli cities if war breaks out. All of this is happening without a formal declaration of war, but both sides know they are waging a silent war. So, why is the situation so tense now? There are several key triggers. First, Iran's nuclear program. The country continues to enrich uranium to levels close to weapons grade. Israel considers this a red line. Second, Israel's 2023 war with Hamas has made Iran increasingly aggressive. They have declared full support for Hamas, and several attacks on U.S. bases in the Middle East are also suspected of being carried out by pro-Iranian militias. And most recently, intelligence reports indicate Iran is transferring advanced weapons to Hezbollah and the Houthis. All of this has led Israel to vow to take action, even if it means launching a direct military strike on Iran. If war broke out, what would the strength of these two countries be? Israel is a small country, but its military is among the most sophisticated in the world. It has the Iron Dome air defense system, F-35 fighter jets, long-range missiles, and although never officially acknowledged, Israel is believed to possess nuclear weapons. On the other hand, Iran has a numerical advantage, medium-range ballistic missiles, kamikaze drones, and a network of militias across the Middle East that could attack Israel from multiple directions. If war broke out, Israel would likely rely on precision airstrikes, while Iran would try to rain thousands of missiles on Israel and involve Hezbollah in opening a new front in Lebanon. No one can separate this conflict from the United States. Washington is Israel's closest ally, and any threat to Israel is considered a threat to U.S. interests. If Israel were attacked, the U.S. would likely intervene. U.S. aircraft carriers have been deployed in the Mediterranean, and additional troops have been sent to the Middle East. On the other hand, Iran also has strong allies like Russia and China, although they may not directly engage in war. However, their political support and weapons could make this conflict even bigger and more complicated. What if this conflict escalates into open war? The world would feel the impact. Oil prices could spike dramatically, as Iran is one of the world's leading producers. Vital shipping lanes like the Strait of Hormuz could be closed, disrupting global energy supplies. Furthermore, this war could trigger regional conflicts involving Lebanon, Syria, and even Iraq. In the worst-case scenario, a direct confrontation between the US and Iran could escalate into a major war that would shake the world order. Many analysts call the Iran-Israel conflict a potential trigger for World War III. Why? Because it is backed by major global actors, the US on one side and Russia and China on the other. If a single misplaced attack triggers an escalation, the world could face a war far broader than just a regional one. The question now is, can this war be avoided? Or are we witnessing the beginning of a global catastrophe? One thing is certain, every step Iran and Israel take in the next few months will determine the fate of the Middle East, and perhaps the world. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more in-depth analysis. See you in the next video.